We're Sarah and Jess pulling chairs to the table, sharing these stories wild and unstable. Trash talk to tacos, it's how we play. New episodes dropping every Tuesday. We laugh, we cry, we spill what's real.
Like a mom. I don't like looking like a mom.
You look like a good mom.
That's nice of you. I don't think my children would say the same. Okay, so tonight's episode is not your typical taco-fueled craziness. It's a different kind of taco craziness. So we wanted to talk about myths on so-called pedophiles and the sneaky reality about grooming and why some offenders end up living in weird exiled communities that you may not have known were out there. So what Ohio laws do and why we have straight up fails. So this is a very serious topic, but we'll keep it clear and non-graphic and still leave some room for some sassy talk because that is what we do.
Can't help it.
True. So just full disclosure, we will be talking about some subjects that people might find a little bit disturbing, but I feel like it's everyday talk in my world, so I don't understand that.
Full disclosure
Yeah.
right there. Do not listen if you could be offended. We will be talking pedophiles,
Children and
predators,
adults.
child abuse, and some touchy things.
What do they call that? Trigger warning.
Trigger warning.
That's what they call that. So now we want to talk a little bit about myth busting because I do feel like I talk a lot about serial killers and I feel like a lot of times that's like a random kind. But I feel more so with pedophiles and sex offenders in general, it's usually someone you know. It's not as random,
That is true.
especially pedophiles because they do grooming and it's someone who the kids usually trust. They're in positions of authority, which is why it's under the rug a lot.
Family member, neighbor, family friend.
For sure. So it's not the creepy stranger in a van. So stranger danger, yes, true, but also familial danger is real.
Right? The actual percentage of, you always think that creepy van because that's what the movies do. And that percentage is probably so extremely low.
It is, yeah. Like random acts of violence and serial killers are very rare, but they're just intriguing.
Pay attention to your church.
Yeah, scary place
School.
for sure. So most abuse does come from people the kids already know, parents, relatives, neighbors, coaches,
Teacher.
older siblings of your kids' friends.
Yeah.
Is a lot of it too. So you just never know. It's scary. So stranger danger, A-okay, but Uncle Bob still might be a problem. And so once an offender, always an offender. They say that this is a myth. I don't know. I kind of feel like if you're attracted to children, you're probably going to always be attracted to children, but that's just my personal belief.
I just don't understand how you could change. Change is so hard. And they say sometimes in just general family changes, it takes 2 generations for it to actually go into full effect. So
Yes.
I don't know that that's the same because it's not like it's hereditary, but is it?
I think it
Not
can
like
be. I think
a
it
brain
a brain deficiency
situation?
of some sort or chemical imbalance. So it says in Ohio alone, more than 8,700 kids were seen in advocacy centers last year. That's a crazy number to me for children to be in abusive situations. Like current time, 8,700 children.
And that's only what we're hearing about.
Yeah, because the other ones that are swept under the rug because of embarrassment.
Or going on and just not caught.
That's
like-
true too. Unreported. Well, yeah, being swept under the rug. It's all, yeah, very true. So they say that most offenders are, it's short term, reoffending looks low. But if you look at it in longevity, it gets bigger because you can't stop those thoughts. So eventually they'll do it again. But they say that there's not as many studies. But they do show that 40% do reoffend when you track it over decades. We just haven't done it enough to get a clear, concise record about it. Because I can honestly say it has to be a ton. So basically, it's like saying I only ate 5 tacos this week. Check back in 10 years and it's 5,000.
Numbers change when you zoom.
Numbers change when you zoom
All
out.
right, I don't like
I still don't like. I thought I read
No.
it wrong.
the next myth.
Ooh, grooming is obvious. I mean, yeah, looking back, like once you
Right.
know it, okay, you'll see it all. But in current time, it's hard to pinpoint.
They just gradually have it happen. It's not like the first
Mhm.
time they get you in this situation, it's going to be this. Maybe it turns a little more each time. It's
That's scary. Yeah. So, not really. Grooming targets kids and parents sometimes. So, the parent doesn't even know because they're already being groomed to think that it's okay. And that's why when we look back at things, we're like, oh my God, it's so obvious. But we just saw it in like a movie. And of course, it looks obvious. But in the scheme of things, it's a
Yeah.
buildup and you don't know it's even happening. You're being mind fucked. So,
especially with
what do they call
parents.
that
Like,
now? Gaslighting. That's
like look at Diddy, for instance. Those parents, like Justin Bieber's parents.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah, they didn't know that they were throwing their children into the
into
wolves. Go frolic with
or
your
did they, and
friends.
did they turn a blind eye?
I think sometimes, and yeah, maybe a little bit of both. Maybe you turn a blind eye because you know that you're doing the wrong thing and you don't want to face it. It's disgusting. But anyway, so grooming is hard. And, think some of the things you would see are special gifts. Maybe someone randomly reaching out to take your child when that's not normal. No one else does that but this person. They're probably a problem.
And you're over there just thinking, thank God
Oh,
I get a
someone-
break.
yeah.
And really just be
Yeah.
careful.
Yeah. Like you might be stressed with that kid, but if you send that kid over there to Uncle Ray's, we don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
So, special rules, or if there's lots of alone time, secrecy, moving chats. Like if you can't talk about something in a public forum, then you're hiding something and you don't want people to know about it. It could be just innocent flirting, but you're still doing something. DMs are bad.
Yeah. It's true.
So that happens in a lot of circumstances. So if an adult is acting like they're auditioning to be the kid's best friend or to be on TikTok, yeah, that's a red flag. So this is not a friendship bracelet. Take it off. We're not doing this. It's wrong. So if you feel it's wrong, it's probably wrong. I get in trouble a lot of times for generalizing things, but I feel like, sometimes you just got to be leery, very, very leery. Pedophile is actually a clinical term for an attraction between an adult and a child. So that's not a crime. That's just the verbiage you use.
What you basically label
Like you're
something.
diagnosed as. Yeah. So Ohio law punishes behavior, more so rape, sexual battery, gross sexual imposition. Like these labels are not convicted. These labels don't get convicted. The actions do. I see what they're going with.
The
there.
action behind it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it is, you just to use it in the right way to have the label correct. Kind of like the he, she, they, them. I mean, it's just complicated. It's all complicated. The sudden secrecy about new friends is a red flag. So if your children are hiding, relationships, it's wrong for one reason or another. Unexplained gifts from older teens or adults. This is just between us rule is kind of weird too.
Yeah. I just seen a post of a mom in one of those groups, and she posted this guy's photo. And she's like, what I don't understand is this guy gave my daughter money, and there was no reason for him to give her money, but she had confronted him. And really, he was like, what's wrong with what I did? But then the mom's like, then why does she have this money? What was the point of giving her my daughter money? It's like one of those things. Is there a message, or were they just really being
generous? Which if your child said your child was going up to someone and saying, hey, I'm hungry, and someone gives them money, it's not because they're grooming your child, it's because your child asked.
But at the same point,
but
now
you don't know which way it went.
And now it's on Facebook, and there's always two sides of people saying, well, this. And sometimes I get conflicted because I automatically am on one side where I'm like, that's creepy. But then I hear somebody else's input on what they have to say, and I'm like, well, I guess
You have to get the
Really, there's
full
so many
story.
incriminating things going on social media before people know
Yes.
the facts.
You have to do your due diligence.
Even us, I'm sure we've been a little guilty.
Anyway, online sextortion. Don't pay, don't send. Save the evidence and report it. I don't know.
I want to go back to the adults who charm the whole family instantly. I've seen that happen with people. And also the other spinoff of that is they go after, I don't know if this is in here. Does it ever say they go after people that are in situations? Maybe they're in a bad family and they take advantage of that person.
Oh yeah. Lucas County right now, we have over 4,400 cases being investigated in 2024. So 1,500 confirmed victims. Sheriff sweeps 235 out of 248 offenders were following the rules. I don't know. So that means 13 weren't.
So what do they test? So did they put predators through like tests? Like I'm gonna set up, like, you know how when you work at apartments, they can come secret shop you to make sure you're following the rules and not violating fair housing. So when you're a predator, do they do secret tests on you to try and see if you bite the bait, or would that not?
I think that's not legal.
Well, some of these groups do that stuff to
They
try and
do,
bait you,
like,
but they're not law
to catch a
enforcement.
predator. Yeah, like Chris Henson stuff or whatever the guy's name is.
Yeah, it
to
doesn't
catch a
seem
predator.
right to me though. 25 out of 248
I think
follow the
they're
rules.
so this is for people who are already deemed sex offender.
Right.
And so they're saying that they went and they checked and they're following the rules as far as where they're living, reporting. They're showing up to all of, their appointments.
Well, that's a pretty good numbers from what I would think. 'Cause I
It
feel like
is.
some people, and again, those are numbers we don't have 100%.
Yeah, and who's doing their job properly? The people reporting it. We don't know if they really are. I don't know.
Yep. So
I'm a
many
little
people
jaded.
move people in, like so many people will try and come look up places and it's not even for them. They're gonna put it in their name. You have no clue there's a sex.
It's true. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to mandate. Yeah, when people are renting, like who's where. So, child rape cases can get sentences between 10 years to life, 25 to life, or life without parole. So, those are the three that we use here in Ohio. But plea deals get messy and trials often lead to lighter sentences. So sometimes you hear about someone getting out in 3 to 5 years, which always ticks me off because I'm like, you've just ruined someone's entire life. Like this, they will never get over this. This is mentally going to attack them.
And how many victims can't handle going through the fight to where they just say, I can't
eventually
go to the courts? I mean, I know sometimes they force you to, but not always.
That's true.
And while we're speaking on those rules, Florida is somewhere you do not want to live if you're a sexual predator because they are the most strict in the U.S.
Yeah.
They have a Jessica's Law that's not named after our Jessica, but mandatory. If you do anything with a child 12 or under, you're going to get 25 years. We'll just touch on that because Jessica's got some more interesting things I had no clue about.
Yeah.
Florida.
Yeah, they have their own little town that they make for their sex offenders, and it's a ministry that created this. And I think it kind of makes sense, but I remember seeing something on, like, say, 60 Minutes about it, or they did some kind of special, and I was like, wait, this is a whole town of sex offenders?
What happens if I accidentally went there and didn't know?
Yeah, because, like, what? You have 2 kids, and you're going to stay with your husband who's a sex offender, so now there's these children living there with other sex offenders.
But
I don't know.
Kids can't be there, right?
But that was just like part of my question about it. I didn't understand. I was like, this makes no sense. So it's called Miracle Village, and it's smack in a sugarcane field. It used to be a sugarcane like plantation, if you will. And so they used the workers' housing that they made around the area, and that's where they all live. So it's the largest sex offender community in the U.S. with over 100 residents. So people go there to do Bible study, therapy, anger management, and, they say their life is pretty calm. But one guy said, the only thing we miss is the kids.
Which
That's a quote.
could be taken either way.
Yeah, that could be interesting. Like, do you miss the kids because you miss seeing kids? Or do you miss kids because you like touching the kids? I don't know.
And I think part of the reason that they have this community is another strict residency restriction that they have is you can't be 1,000 to 2,500 feet of schools, parks, or even daycares, which makes it almost impossible for you to live anywhere besides
They say that
Miracle
causes
Village.
yeah, they say it causes clustering. So now you have like a whole area, a pocket of this. I don't know how I feel about that either, but I also feel better that they're, where they're at.
And the cops there will actually go door to door in neighborhoods to inform you of predators. We do not do anything of the sort in Ohio. I'm a little worried that Ohio's numbers are probably not very accurate.
I don't think so, because I think I knew someone that had to be a registered sex offender, and they lived within walking distance of Elmhurst Elementary, and it was registered. He was registered there.
Just never.
Yeah. So, I mean, how far is really 1,000 feet, I guess? Is it a block, 2 blocks? I don't know. I guess it depends.
And Ohio's a scary spot for like abduction and all that stuff because of where we're located.
Like 75, 70, well,
Easy
yeah,
escape access.
So, treatment and prevention. So options include cognitive behavioral therapy, to help take away the urges or to cope better with them, maybe. They have relapse prevention groups and sometimes medications to reduce compulsive urges. So, like, something to take your testosterone down, or, your dopamine that gets you all worked up. I don't know.
Fun fact, Depo-Provera shot. If you were ever on like anti-having baby meds, what is it? I never used it.
Yes, you did.
I did actually. I used that shot, but that they give you that.
Yeah, and that made me
Chemical.
fat. So I wonder if it made me real fat. So I wonder if it makes the predators fatter. I'll have to look into that. I'll let you know.
That's crazy. You would think like Depo-Provera for a man just makes them not be able to the testosterone.
Produce. That's true. I don't know. I do find that interesting, though. I mean, that's one way.
I wish I would have known that years ago. Maybe I would have. If I was mad, I would have given him a Depo shot. I don't want nothing to do with you.
Research shows treatment, monitoring, plus community guardrails work better than just tossing people out into the homeless encampments. I mean, at least this way, because that is true. Part of homelessness, the problem is you can't find a home. You don't have the money to find the home. Like, you have to house them first and then work outward, right? Because they have to feel like they have a place to go, and they can have a permanent address and things like that. I don't know. Whole different subject of crazy. But yes, I believe in this whole community monitoring treatment. It's better than just tossing them outside to live somewhere. And now God knows what they're doing to who.
I wonder if you could have an entire state. If you took all the pedophiles and put them in one state, how many would there be?
Like Rhode Island or Massachusetts, because
Like,
they're
would
tiny.
they fill the whole state?
I don't
Is there
know.
that many predators? Men and women? I mean,
We could probably Google that. We can ask
Yeah.
how many sex offenders are in the U.S. and is that enough to fill a state's population?
and what percentage do we not know about that we should tack on as just in case?
Coming to you.
Yeah.
You might need to note that we'll have to put this in the post, because that is interesting. So I don't know. There's just, most of the time, abuse comes from trusted adults, and grooming is subtle. I've heard a story about someone else who was like just raised and abused by their neighbor. And this neighbor, no one ever suspected a thing. No one knew anything. The kid never told anybody. So, I mean, that's not part of the number either, and that's kind of
Because the
that's
family
saddest
found
part.
out and never did
They had
anything
no
about
idea.
it. Well, they know now or still know?
They know now.
And still never reported it. Because I
Because
think
statute, depending on state, because that was one of my questions too. So I think the statute has ran out. I don't think the person could even come forward if they wanted to.
Even if that person reoffends somewhere else, because I heard
Okay,
something
that's
about
different, I think.
if like they had another case against them, you could then it opens it back up, so it doesn't matter. I don't know though. That's something we would have to really study.
Yeah, I'm
Don't quote us
not
on
an
any of
attorney.
this.
I'm just interested in people's
We're
behaviors.
not sex predator professionals.
No, we are not. So sometimes society answers with stuff like Miracle Village. It's a weird mix of exile and rehab. But if you or someone you know needs help, you can call RAIN. It's RAIN, and they have a hotline 1-800-656 HOPE, HOPE. So just stay safe,
So
stay
is that
aware,
for
remember.
on either side? Help for
I
if you're
think
a
if
predator and you want to admit it and get out of it, and help if you were a victim.
Yeah, I think it's all around
Just
help.
anything to do.
Yeah, if you need someone to talk to because you've been abused or you need to report, a situation, or if you are ill, very, very ill, and need help, you may call that too, please.
It's crazy to think though that there's a lot of sibling situations where you've heard like an older sibling stays and doesn't say anything so that they can protect their younger siblings.
That is true. And that's such a fine line. Like, are you helping or are you enabling?
And then what happens when the girl's had enough and she murders that person? Then she goes to jail. Like,
Yeah, she's already been in a lifetime of jail in her own mind and life.
and then
No.
families had enough. And in some cases, there probably are people that defended themselves or stuck up for themselves and still got it.
Yeah. No, it does happen every day. So it's very scary. It's complicated. I think more so there was a domestic violence situation going on just recently, and a girl had stabbed her boyfriend and he died. So now she was abused, not quite a sex crime, but it's just hard. It's hard. Life is hard.
It is. What is your thoughts on like institutions like churches, and why do you think they cover it up a lot? Like the fact that somebody gets in trouble there, rather than bringing it up, they want to put it under the rug.
I think it's because they feel like the community will be against them. People won't go to the church anymore. People won't believe in the church. And I think the opposite way, as a consumer or, just an everyday person, if someone comes forward and they are telling you something, I think that says a lot. And I think I would then support that institution more for coming forward and being honest and saying we're going to make a difference and we're going to be transparent. I think that speaks volumes. And I think as a society, we need to do better accepting that instead of like casting stones and just making it a witch hunt.
I think it looks way worse when an organization tries to keep it hush hush. First off, I think people would have an understanding, especially if it's one person. That one person doesn't mean it should be held against the entire.
Yeah.
Now, if you hush that,
Right.
I think then that's a whole different story.
Then you're
my
supporting the
personal
behavior
opinion.
and other people think it's okay. And now you're going to have an institution where it's multiplied.
Right.
And no one wants that.
Some
I mean, and that might not even be true,
Right.
but it could happen, and it seems to happen.
I think a lot of them, they say it's because of lawsuits. A lot of times, if you have that happen, you're not going after that individual person. You're going after that church, that organization.
Yeah,
So a lot of times they're keeping it quiet, not because they don't care, but because they're trying to protect themselves from a big lawsuit,
Mm-hmm.
which, I mean, in a way they deserve if they had this person and could have prevented it.
That's true. It gets complicated. It's messy. It's very messy. So I appreciate it when someone will just be honest up front.
Yes.
And I think the same goes for companies. I think you had brought this up about like there being like, should companies be held accountable if they don't report it?
Yeah.
Should there be some kind of
Fired, jail?
Yeah.
Should they be registered, public registries? Like this church is known.
they support, blah, 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 sex offenders, or they support, abusive environment. Yeah, I think companies should be held accountable.
Yeah. I know the Catholic site there, you can go look up and it's like public record. They have a whole site about the sex offenders in the
Yeah.
Catholic churches.
Because that's huge between the Boy Scouts, the churches, and I thought there was something else too, but I can't think of it right now. That was fairly large with that. But yeah, I think when you just have to become straightforward and you have to just try to be a better organization. And I think that they've made huge strides, but I'm sure you can't get everyone out. I mean, you don't know what everyone's thinking. It's hard. I don't know.
That
There's
is
no way to
true.
clean it fully up, but you can do your part. So that's all I got. Was there something else you were thinking?
No, not really. Just about that topic.
Oh, what about the AI?
Yeah.
The AIs is a huge one. So Sarah was telling me earlier that they're making almost like deep fakes for like adult and child pornography, and that they are making fake AI children. And how do you feel about that? Do you feel like that's just like a clinical thing? Is it curbing their behavior to be able to watch this and it not be a real child there?
Do you think,
Is
yeah,
that
do you think
okay?
it's a helpful thing, or do you think it's just leading them to still have these fantasies and make it even times 10?
Yeah, that, and also they're still thinking about it. And you can never fully take anything away. Like someone is still going to be doing these very real things with very real children, and it's disgusting. I mean, if someone could tell me, yeah, it'll be just all AI children, I'd be like, yeah, great. But that's not gonna
But at
happen.
the same point, it's like, well,
Yeah, someone's always
yeah,
going to be doing something they shouldn't be doing. So I don't know what I think is better, honestly. I have no idea. I have no answers.
it's scary. I
It
just
is,
can't
but I'd
believe
rather it
people
be fake
actually
than real. I just would rather.
think like that. That leads me into punishment. What are your thoughts on castration? Now, this is becoming a big punishment. There's two types. There's surgical and chemical. We touched on chemical earlier. That's where you take a shot or a medicine and it makes you just not be able to have that testosterone, which takes away the urges. And it can be reversed. Or there's surgical castration, which is physically removing your testes. It's
Which
rare.
I remember seeing this on Handmaid's Tale. Did you ever watch that?
No, I
They
did not.
didn't like the lesbian girl doing lesbian things, and they castrated her.
How do you castrate a
I think they removed something in your vagina, so you can't feel the good feels. I don't know how
So-
to describe this.
Where castration has been tried in the US, it's been tried in California, Florida, Louisiana, and Texas. Allow or mandate chemical castration for repeat child molesters.
Great. I think it should be. I'm so sorry, but we don't want you liking the children. It's unacceptable. And if you can't stop it on your own, someone's going to have to stop it for you. I really do feel that way. It makes
Sure.
I don't know. It's just not.
So Europe, Germany, and Poland have used chemical castration. Now Denmark used surgical castration up until the 1970s. Be off with that thing.
Yeah.
Don't know how to
Go
use
ahead.
it right? Get rid of it.
I wish I could do that better with a great English accent. Yeah, that would have been pretty epic.
South Korea and Indonesia have passed strict laws allowing or mandating chemical castration for certain offenders. Do you think it actually works, though? What is your thoughts? Do you think lowering testosterone is going to
think
make
it could
the thoughts
help.
go away? So supporters argue it lowers testosterone, reducing urges and repeat offenders. Some studies show significant drops of reoffense rates. But critics argue it doesn't change psychological attraction.
Exactly.
Only
That's-
reduces the physical drive. So you're still having
So you're
those
still
horrible
fantasizing.
thoughts.
You're just not acting.
Should it be
upon.
illegal? Like, what happens if thoughts, everybody could see your thoughts? What do you
My
think it would
God, everyone would hate me. I'd
like?
hate myself.
All your thoughts just come up above your head. So anytime you look at somebody, it's going to tell them what you're thinking.
That's no
You'd
good.
be in big trouble.
I would be in a lot of trouble. Yeah. I mean, my boss at work is just on me constantly about how negative I am. I'm just like, look, you're not the queen of positivity, okay? I don't know, but I am a bit negative about things. I don't know.
I know some people that are negative, and I
But I
try to be
also
the
just-
positive of it.
You are very positive, but also I don't feel like I'm just walking around like a grumpy Gus.
I don't think it's negativity as much as just blunt. You're saying what a lot of people are thinking, but they're spinning it like me. Like, be positive, fake it till you make it. Say it, speak it into existence.
I would like that. I don't know if that's what she means. So I think you're giving her.
Giving her ammo?
No, no, no. I think like you're giving her leeway there. I don't think that's what she means. I think she means it meaner, but maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah. So do you think castration could ever be considered a form of rehabilitation instead of punishment? So basically, let's get you on the chemical castration and see how you work. So your psychiatrist, you're telling them your sexual issues with thoughts and kids. Are they going to start using that? Like, let's try chemical castration on you.
I think it sounds so wrong, but I think we should. I don't know. How far does that go?
I wonder how many people, because they say you can voluntarily put yourself on that. Can you voluntarily remove your penis?
Yeah, you
Yes.
can. That's the same
But
thing as a
how many
sex
people
change.
would do
You
that?
can. It's like a sex change practice.
So
You
do
can
you
do that.
do you think there's somebody out there that is a sexual predator that hates it and
Yes, I
prays and
do.
begs not to be that?
I
That would say,
do.
please take my penis.
I think there is someone out there, but I think most of them
Are not going
aren't
to
acknowledging it. Yeah, but I do think there might be that person that's pretty desperate. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm desperate to not think all these terrible thoughts I think all the time about like people, and I just want to stop.
In other countries, they probably do that.
Mhm.
Like, even though that's not true, because in the countries that are strict with punishment, they're the ones that let you be 12. Some countries let you be 12 and you're able to make consent.
Let you be 12.
You know,
You're allowed to make because if your parent allows it, it's legal for them to give you to someone at 12. If your parent allows it, it is legal.
That's
What? Like, I am my own 12-year-old person, say, and I don't want to go with that man. I want a fucking choice in that.
Yeah,
And I think they should have it.
they should.
Yeah.
I
I can't
like arrange.
believe that even people just don't take other people's lives so no, we have our own feelings and thoughts. Like, you cannot tell us what to do. We
No.
are our own person.
Women
Not
have
nice.
rights now.
Yeah, and so do children, damn it.
And children, yes. And 12 is a child.
Yes.
You should not be able to make
Yes,
those
15's a
decisions.
child, 16's a child. I mean, shit. When Alexis was 16, I was wanting to like drag her down the driveway and knock her out. But it was, she is allowed to make choices.
What I find messed up
It's
is
just because they don't make good choices.
some of those countries that do say 12, we're going to let you do this. Well, if you steal in that country, they're going to take 2 horses and rip your arms off. But yet, have you seen those videos?
I'm not good with it.
They used to have this site called steakandcheese.com. Does anybody remember that?
No, I don't know about this.
It's a bad site. Back when we were younger, it's
Oh.
where you'd go to watch the videos.
What videos? Because I didn't go
horrible
there.
Videos.
Who told you about this?
I forget. Somebody really messed up, obviously.
That is wrong. Who would share that with you?
Like, it would show bad stuff. It was like, I guess, almost like the internet. What is it? The
Black web?
but it was a site that you could go see like these horrible things.
Like a back page?
Like somebody stole and they tied them to horses. And,
I know what you mean.
And hot candle wax. I remember.
Yeah, it'd be like the
Um,
black web where people go to look up like child pornography, if you will.
I don't know who put us on that site. I didn't go to it like all the time, but it was like a weird thing. There was like one of the president's executions.
I'm
was
gonna
on
tell
there.
you, maybe my mom told us about it and I showed it to you, but then I forgot because I block everything out. Like,
It was.
it
pretty
sounds like
wild.
something Terry would have told us about.
It was.
I don't know.
horrific.
Because
Somebody's gonna know what I'm talking
she used to watch those VHS tapes that were like Faces of Death.
about. That is exactly what it was like.
Yeah, and my
like
mom
that.
had those.
I remember those. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But by the way, like, she would like make me watch the stuff. Like, that was like normal in my household. I don't know.
And that is why you're so fucked up. No, just kidding.
Hi, everybody.
She's perfect. She's not. I'm more messed up than you because I'm left-handed.
John was telling me about when he was in high school. He said that some of the kids in his school would brag about sleeping with their cousins and stuff. Like, that was like a thing. And I was like,
Ew.
What do you mean that's a thing? Is that a thing?
In
Did you know it was a
Virginia.
thing? Yeah, I don't know. And here we are. My friend's generalizing too, because we're just a bunch of generalizers and making
I know cousins that
bad
slept
assumptions.
together.
You do?
Yeah, for a minute.
Sarah and I may or may not know cousins that slept together. I don't know. So
Do you sleep with your cousin?
no, but I think some of my family members thought I slept with one of my cousins, and that kind of pissed me
Now
off.
I know.
Like, that's how my family works? Okay.
I know, like a lot of pornos, they'll do like the stepsister and brother, but that's not the same. You're not
But it's not.
related.
Yeah. Because it's fake.
Wise. Now, if it's your half sister, that's still blood.
Yeah.
You can't be doing that. Or cousin.
You know, it's just all wrong. It's
Just
all
don't
wrong.
sleep with your cousins.
Just leave the children alone.
Yeah.
Like, they're fine on their own. Just saying. So, anyways, that's my story of the day. Be careful. And you do hear a lot too about like just the whole neighbor thing. Beware of your neighbors.
Yes. And check the maps. There's always public maps you can check to make sure.
Look
You
at
think that neighbor's a weirdo, he might be.
sex
Just look.
offender website. That's a thing. And then you can also pay extra on your Citizen. Is it iCitizen? The
And
Citizen
then get
app.
the
Yeah, if you pay extra, they show you. And we have one just 2 streets away from us over here.
I have one 100 feet for me.
Yeah. And then when I lived on Jackman Road, like Brook Park, that thing lit up like a
Oh,
Christmas
yeah.
tree. Like, we gotta get out of here. And there was a shooting the other day there too. They have that gas station. It's now a Reedy's.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there at Jackman and Alexis.
I
Someone
heard the
was
guy
shot.
was dropped charges, so he was defending himself. I heard that maybe there was a punk kid doing something bad because
Mm,
he didn't get in trouble
that's crazy. How can someone be shot and no one get in trouble?
because the shooter was protecting himself somehow, some way.
Okay.
He was being robbed or something was going to happen and he protected
All
himself.
right. So self-defense. That's a good excuse.
Do you guys carry a gun?
We have guns. We do not carry them daily, but I might now. I have been actually telling Ron that he should. Bought him for Christmas a little clip to put it in. It attaches your belt buckle like a proper old person. And he's like, "What are you saying? Are you saying we should do this? Like we're gonna go commit a robbery or something?" It feels awkward. I can't walk around with a gun. I don't know.
I'd be
It's
afraid
weird.
I'd walk into one of the, like a bank or something and you're not supposed to be in there with a gun, are you? Like I'd forget
not
to take it
supposed
off. Like,
to.
oh, should I
Like, there
just
are
drop
prohibited
my gun in
areas.
here?
I just feel like I would overreact.
I'd probably accidentally shoot
I'd be
myself.
like, "Oh my God, I think that guy's about to kidnap us." And then I would like shoot him and they'd be like, "Oh no, he was just walking up to say hello."
You might be a accidental trigger puller.
Yeah, I'm terrified.
Especially if Ron likes to play pranks and try and sneak up and scare you. You'd be like, bam.
I'm so sorry. And then people would be like, "Was it an accident, John?
And
You
then
really
you'd be
tried
in
to kill him?"
jail.
I would be, because no one would believe me. Everyone thinks I'm a liar. We shall see. No, I'm not going to kill Ron. Oh,
On
yeah, we
purpose.
just can't have one in the house. It just stresses me out. Lock them up, people. Lock them up. And I don't need access to it.
Nope.
No, that's my
No
family.
bullets.
Do you think you'd do well with a gun?
Hey, I'm a good shot.
Oh. See, I've never even shot it, so we should probably start there.
I mean, and I don't have anger, so I think that I wouldn't get like, I'm gonna.
No, I think you would accidentally pull the trigger. You'd be like,
I
"Oh,
wouldn't
look at
shoot
this!"
myself by accident. Babe, I just found my foot.
Yes, you would.
There was a spider and I jumped.
Yeah. No, it's
I
totally
forgot
true.
my safety.
Except you love spiders, so you probably wouldn't jump because you're weird. You're probably like, "Oh, that's Fred.
Ooh, look at
This is my new pet hamster or my new pet spider, Fred." You had a pet spider. I feel like you found one and you like named it.
I had them all over my house, but now we don't have a spotlight, so I don't get spiders.
And she would name it and she'd go talk to it. So
I would feed them.
yes.
I feed the crickets too.
Hmm.
Carrots. They eat carrots.
On that, we're out. On that note, bye-bye.
Bye.
We're Sarah and Jess pulling chairs to the table, sharing these stories wild and unstable. Trash talk to tacos, it's how we play. New episodes dropping every Tuesday. We laugh, we cry, we spill what's real. Heartfelt, bizarre, the chaos we feel. From late night debates to pondering why. We're your best friends on a podcast. Hi. We'll chatter like friends in a room, bright as the sun and loud as the moon. No subject sacred, no thought too small. We're chewing on life, answering its call. We laugh, we cry, we spill what's real. Heartfelt, bizarre, the chaos we feel. From late night debates to pondering why. We're your best friends on a podcast. Hi. From top shelf wisdom to jokes down below, we've got a rhythm that'll steal the show. Hold your coffee, spill your tea, talking trash as tacos in glee. We laugh, we cry, we spill what's real.